Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrew. I'm almost a commercial pilot, and I had a fun video idea today. I thought, very fitting for a commercial pilot, why don't we ask ChatGPT to have it teach us how to do a power off 180. It's the hardest maneuver in a commercial check ride, arguably anyway. It's definitely one of the most missed maneuvers, and I thought it would be fun if ChatGPT taught us how to do it. So I actually had it write us a whole script for this video, but we'll just go over the tips that it has for us. So, and I'll give my reactions to the tips as we go, see if it's accurate, see what it's doing. So the first one is understanding the power off 180. Before we start, it's important to understand the purpose of the power off 180. This maneuver is performed in the event of an engine failure and it requires you to turn the aircraft 180 degrees to make an emergency landing on the nearest suitable surface. To perform the maneuver, you will need to control the rate of descent and maintain control of the aircraft throughout the turn. That's all true. That's definitely what the power off 180 is meant to do. Some would argue that it is, and others would argue the opposite, but that it's meant to simulate a engine failure in the traffic pattern. Others would just argue that it's rather just a maneuver to demonstrate that you're a commercial pilot, that you have control of your energy management and your airspeed and all that and your altitude. So that's all accurate. Preparing for the maneuver. Before you start the maneuver, make sure you are at the correct altitude. A good rule of thumb is to be at least 500 feet above the ground. Check your airspeed and make sure it is within the recommended range for your aircraft. Then throttle back to idle and prepare to make the turn. The biggest issue I have with this one is 500 feet would be pretty low to try the power off 180. That would be really scary. So definitely I would say a rule of thumb would be a TPA, traffic pattern altitude, for whatever that is at the airport that you're trying to do your power off 180 at. 500 feet would be a little low. And in some special cases, airports can have traffic patterns that are lower than 1,000 feet, but generally you won't see much lower than 800. Or 700, but generally you see 1,000 above, and that's where I would be most comfortable starting a power off 180. So definitely wouldn't go down to 500 feet to start that. So ChatGPT misses one there. Turning the aircraft. To turn the aircraft, use a combination of aileron and rudder inputs. Start the turn by applying aileron input in the direction you want to turn. As you turn, apply rudder input to keep the nose of the aircraft pointed in the direction of the turn. Keep your eyes on the horizon and maintain a constant rate of descent. That's definitely true. That's pretty straightforward. Nothing much else to it. It doesn't really get into the nitty-gritty of doing a power off 180, other than controlling the rate of your turn and the rate of descent. Like, sure, but what does that actually mean? How long should we wait to turn? You know, what sight picture are we looking for? What airspeed are we looking for exactly? It's all going to be aircraft dependent, but it doesn't really get into it. Maintaining control. As you continue the turn, be aware of any changes in airspeed and altitude. Make small adjustments to your aileron and rudder inputs as needed to maintain control of the aircraft. Keep your eyes on the landing area and adjust your heading as necessary to line up with the runway or other suitable landing surface. That's definitely true. Pretty straightforward there. It's definitely not wrong, but it's also not getting into the nitty-gritty of it and really diving into, you know, how power off 180 is actually executed. Number 5, touchdown. As you approach the landing surface, reduce your airspeed to the recommended landing speed for your aircraft. Flare the aircraft by applying back pressure on the yoke or stick and hold the nose up until the aircraft touches down. Use gentle, smooth inputs on the control surfaces to maintain control during the landing rollout. That is true. And that's all that it has to say about the power off 180. It's not exactly going to get you to pass a commercial check ride, but it does give you a basic information understanding on what exactly a power off 180 consists of. For me, I probably won't use what ChatGPT has to say for a power off 180. I actually am very close to taking my commercial check ride, and I think I'll probably stick with what my instructor has to say over ChatGPT. But anyway, it's just a quick video today. I thought it would be fun to see what ChatGPT has to say about one of the most failed commercial maneuvers. And yeah, so again, I'm Andrew. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Thanks for coming to the channel. I try and post videos every week. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.